Thank you very much, Michael, for submitting this ticket. Windows Update is frozen and downloading an update at 66%, unable to get new updates. Yeah, I've seen this before, but let's read this ticket. Appreciate all the detail, I really do. For a few, yeah, by the way, if you submit a ticket, make sure you provide as much detailed error screenshots, or if you type in what the error is, excuse me, it really helps. For a few days now, I have been having trouble with my laptop getting new updates. My laptop is pretty new, less than a year old. Wow, okay. It's new HP running Windows 11 Home, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and it has a hard drive slash SSD hybrid storage. If you guys don't know what this is, usually, I mean, he could have separate solid state drive and a hard drive installed, but there are actually drives that are a combination of solid state and magnetic. Solid state part of it is just kind of used for the operating system, and the magnetic part of it is used for just storage, basically. Windows Update has been stuck frozen downloading updates at 66%. Okay, I have tried a few things like restarting my PC, of course, and get help and give feedback, both of which didn't work. I keep getting try again message or unable to establish connection. Oh, okay. Also tried Windows Update Troubleshooter, which seems to acknowledge problem, but didn't fix it. And no luck launching new PC hardware diagnostic and HP support assistant. Lastly, I just want to mention that the problem first started after linking my Galaxy S21 to my PC. Galaxy S21 is his phone. I avoided linking the two. I avoided linking the two for a while now because I was afraid it would make it easier for me for something malicious to gain access to both devices. I attached the screenshot below. Thanks. Oh, okay, awesome. Oh, okay. I love screenshots. Try again something. That's just, it failed. Failed update. We're having trouble connecting. Okay, there might be something there. And then we got this one here. Yeah, it's basically trying to install this cumulative update for Windows 11 system. Okay. So, first of all, Windows 11, I still haven't installed Windows 11 on my computer for these exact reasons, because they still haven't resolved all the issues. Here's another. This is PC hardware diagnostic. We couldn't create the data directory. Microsoft Edge can't read and write to its data directory. Local temp. Huh. Alright. We're going to touch all of these things here. I'm just checking to see if there are more issues here. So the first thing I've noticed is that you're getting this here, which is kind of critical, this message here where it says unable to establish a connection. So I know according to your screenshot here, you are connected to Wi-Fi. Now make sure that your internet is working and everything is working. I know you know it's downloading, and it's downloading at up to 66%, as you can see here on the right. Doesn't mean that you're not losing connection. So what I would try to do is connect physically if possible, meaning take an Ethernet cord and directly plug it into your router and your modem and see if that fixes it. That's what I would try first. Now, this here makes me think that there is some kind of a corruption on the Windows itself, or for the Windows 11 itself. And for these reasons, and I know you bought this with Windows 11, but there's no reason that Microsoft Edge can't read and write to its data directory. And this here specifies your local temp, app data local. This So what's going on here is that it's trying to it's failing to write to a specific folder, which is your local profile. It says here, C users Michael. So it means that there are some kind of restrictions set on your local profile that's causing this specific error. And I would say it's maybe unrelated to your Windows update, but then again, it could be. What I would actually check and to see is whether your login profile, which is here Michael, has elevated privileges. Now, Windows updates shouldn't have to ask you for this. It should already have elevated privileges that will allow this. And I know you ran a PC hardware diagnostic here for Windows, and it gave you this error, and it talks about Microsoft Edge, which you would think is unrelated. You would think it's unrelated to the issue that you have, but it might be if the issue is that that it cannot install Windows Update. It cannot finish install, and the reason it may not be able to finish the install is could be related if it requires elevated privileges to finish installing. So let me kind of put this in a kind of a working example. Here we are here downloading your update, right? For you can a lot of times you can just download things, but doesn't mean that you can execute them. Like, so if you're downloading a program, in this case, an update is definitely going to execute things, means it's an executable, and it downloads at 66%. At this point, as far as we know, it may actually try to install the update rather than, keep downloading it. Now, again, it could be your internet connection issue. This could be a problem too. This could be causing this. But sometimes you have these programs that are trying to or waiting for something else to finish or don't have elevated privilege. So now it gets stuck at 66% and nothing happens. It may need elevated privileges for it to finish. And this could be an issue if you're logged in into an account that has these restrictions. If you look also in the background, this could also be a problem not just for Windows updates, guys. This is for people who are working help desk as well as tier 1 and tier 2. You can sometimes have something running in the background that's a setup to install something else. It's running in the background and it's preventing other programs from being installed. The reason is because Windows can only install one thing at a time. It's designed to install only one thing at a time. So you have to make sure that Task Manager doesn't have something in here that's listed, for example, running a setup, like it's installing something. Like you look, background processes. You look at the background process and look at the apps and everything else. Scroll down and look for something like this. Look at this here. Doesn't this look like some kind of a software install thing? It's not, but it could be, so if it says like set up something else, it could be a totally different program, and it's still doing it and it hasn't finished it, you might want to simply end the task and kill it. And that might cause the other program that's trying to install, in this case, for example, Windows Update, to actually proceed with the update, because it might be waiting for that other operation to finish first. So again, Windows can only install one thing at a time. Again, I'm just throwing things out there that might be causing this. So these are all things you might want to look into. Now, there's something else you could do. Let me get back to this here, where your profile might not have elevated privileges. You cannot run Windows Update. Let me see if actually update. You can't run it. Yeah, you either open it, and it should have elevated privileges. It should have elevated privileges, and it should just do it without you having to, because you can't just run it, as far as I know, as administrator to give it administrator privileges. But make sure you do have some kind of an admin account. Go to your account and make sure it's set up properly. You can create another local account and then run the update to see if it'll actually work. You can create an admin account, but make sure you set up a password. I have a video on how to do that, how to secure a computer by creating an admin account, which I will post up here, and then you can check it out on the right hand side, which I highly recommend for anybody to do instead of using admin account just for everyday stuff. Use your restricted account, local account for everyday use, so that way if you do get a virus, your virus is not going to automatically have admin privileges. Very important. Now, I don't recall. Let me just go to google.com here. There's a thing that's called Windows, is that repair tool? Let me see if there's one for Windows 11. I know there's one for Windows 10. Yeah, it still might be something new. Windows repair tool. Okay, let's try this. So here's this thing what I'm talking about. I don't know if there's one for Windows 11 or not, but you can. That's not what I wanted, actually. I'm sorry. I'm tired today, guys. It's Friday. Windows Update Assistant. That's what I wanted to see. Windows Update Assistant will help you update your Windows if it gets stuck like this. I'm just trying to see if there's one for Windows 11 specifically. Software download Windows 11. Oh, wow. This is not taking me anywhere. Look at this. It's a blank for Windows 11. They must have just created that page and nothing comes up. Wow. Okay. So Windows Update Assistant, you can download if you go to this page and download Windows Update Assistant. And I know this is for Windows 10. I don't know if it's going to work for Windows 11 because, again, I don't use it. It may not, but there should be something for Windows 11 that's similar to it. What this will do is basically fix what your problem is. It will download the newest version of Windows onto your computer. And once you do that, it shouldn't. Now be careful. I don't know because it's Windows 11 again. But Windows 10, all it is just going to update it. You're not going to lose any data. But with Windows 11, just kind of double check this. It's going to install the newest version of Windows. So if you go to your search and type in Win, WINVER, and just hit enter, you get what the version of Windows that you're using here. It says version 21, H2, and here's the build of it. This Windows update tool will bring it to the most current version to what that is. Because you could be running version 21 H2 for a year or two and still get regular updates. But what these are major versions of Windows operating system. So if you have a way to install a next version or a next version, major version update, it should fix your problems. But try all those things that I've also mentioned in that order. Okay. This is a great ticket. So I'm going to reply here. I'm going to list the things that we've talked about. Okay. I'm going to say, hello. This is Irvin with PC support. And the reason I'm doing this because I don't believe I've talked to Michael before. Below are troubleshooting steps. Make sure that you have solid internet connection. Meaning that is working 100% of the time. Just to make sure, that's not the problem where it's stuck at 66% of downloading, right? Number two, check to see if any changes happened to your local profile. I think that's, I'm going to say you may need to use admin and admin local account to finish this update. If needed, create a second account, log in to it, and finish installing update. Then later on you can switch to your main one. Make sure there is no other process in the background installing some other software which would prevent Windows updates. Not just Windows updates, but again, any other program. You gotta wait for one to finish before you can do the other one. As last step, look for Windows Update tool. Look for Windows 11 Update tool and use that to update Windows OS. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it open so you can let me know if that worked. Please let me know if that worked.